Growing up, my family was vegetarian, and when we eventually re-added in meat, it was pretty much just a lot of chicken. It was more mild in flavor, and back then it was presumably the healthiest option. But now, after so much research and trial and error, I've started to eat a lot less chicken and instead eat a lot more beef, eggs, dairy, and lamb. Today I'm sharing the 6 really big reasons why I stopped eating so much chicken and why you might want to consider the same. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Element. More on them in a bit. Okay, chicken is still a great source of protein. It's really protein dense. You only need about 3.5 ounces of cooked chicken to get roughly 30 grams of complete protein. And it's also rich in selenium and various B vitamins. So it's not a bad option, but at the same time, it's not a great option. And the first reason why is because it's really low in iron. For 4 ounces of cooked chicken, you only get about 1.2 milligrams of iron. Beef, on the other hand, has about triple that amount. And as a woman, iron is so important. Low iron causes things like low energy levels, poor concentration, general weakness, shortness of breath, rapid heart rate, just a lot of issues. And like most women, I need about 18 milligrams per day. So you can see where that 1 milligram from 4 ounces of chicken really just isn't even making a dent. That's not even factoring in when I was pregnant and you need about 27 milligrams of iron. So like chicken, not a great option. Beef is still not even one of the highest options for iron, but it does make a much bigger dent in iron than chicken does. The second reason why I stopped eating so much chicken is because it's low in zinc. Zinc is really well known for aiding in a healthy immune system. It's also needed to help the metabolism functioning properly. But on top of that, it's even known for fertility purposes. And most people need about 9 to 15 milligrams per day. And again, even higher when breastfeeding, which at the time of filming, I'm still doing. And that same 4 ounces of cooked chicken only has 1.39 milligrams. Beef, on the other hand, for the same amount has 7.31 milligrams, so like almost 7 times the amount, which means that just from about 6 to 8 ounces of beef, I can get all of my zinc needs, but I would need to eat 25 ounces of cooked chicken to get the same. And before we move on, I want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Element. In addition to these other important micronutrients, electrolytes are also so important. And Element is an amazing electrolyte company that was specifically created with intermittent fasting, whole food eating, and athletes in mind. It actually contains the sodium, magnesium, and potassium to help balance out electrolyte levels, all without having any sugar. I've been taking Element for about 3 years now. I take at least 1 packet every single day. Lately, I've been taking 2, especially because I've been drinking more water with breastfeeding as well as exercising. And I feel so much better, so much more hydrated when I'm taking Element. On the rare occasion when I do forget to take an Element, I tend to get this like 1 to 3 p.m. energy crash, which then reminds me to take Element. I take it and then I feel so much better. And Element comes in a ton of delicious flavors, but my favorite is their grapefruit salt. It's just really refreshing and perfect for hot summer days. And right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serve packets free with any order. This is a great way to test out all 8 flavors, so you can get yours at drinkelement.com/autumn. It is only available through my link, so make sure to check out drinklmnt.com/autumn. The link is also in the description down below. Okay, the third reason why I stopped eating so much chicken is because there is a lot higher risk of food poisoning with it. I'm not gonna lie, this is one that always freaks me out whenever I cook chicken. I think there's just one time that I got food poisoning from chicken and it kind of just ruined me on it a little bit. If you've ever gotten food poisoning, you know it's just like the worst. But to be fair, poultry in general does tend to have a higher risk of food poisoning, at least when compared to other foods. This was actually something that was always stressed in my undergrad degree for nutrition and dietetics. We had a food handling safety course that we had to take, and there was like a whole section just devoted to chicken. So knowing this, I would always err on the side of overcooking my chicken. And chicken is already going to be lower in fat compared to other proteins. So when you overcook it, it's just really dry and tasteless. Plus the level of food safety that I had to pay attention to was always just annoying, or is annoying when I cook chicken. You have to be ultra careful with cross-contamination, which is true with any type of raw meat, but it's like especially true with chicken. So I do still have chicken on the occasion. It is just a lot less often, but I still find it's much more annoying than other meats to prepare. Okay, the fourth reason is that it is kind of hard to find high quality chicken. I aim for all of my meats to be pasture raised. This is just the natural way that animals would be raised anyway, but it tends to result in better meat for us as humans. It's also just better for the environment and our topsoil, which is really important for making sure that we have many more years of excellent farming to come. And interestingly, it's actually pretty easy to find like pasture raised high quality beef or lamb, but I found it so much harder to find good quality chicken. For almost all of my meat, I've been using ButcherBox since like 2019, and they have great quality beef. I also just started getting lamb from them too, which has been awesome. But their chicken is not pasture raised. ButcherBox does offer some pasture raised chicken, but it's usually just in whole chicken or ground chicken form, which out of convenience, I don't use either of those too often, although I do use them on the occasion. And even going going to like my local health food stores, it's pretty hard to find pasture-raised chicken. There is a really great company that does use pasture-raised chicken, and I think it's called Pasture Bird. They have all the different types of cuts. Their chicken tastes great. I've used them before. They're awesome. They're just always sold out, probably because they're so awesome. Okay, the fifth reason why I stopped eating so much chicken is because it's low in K2 and calcium. We need both vitamin K2 and calcium for bone and heart health. Everybody knows calcium, like it's great for our bones, but if you just eat calcium or take calcium supplements, then there's a high possibility it could just stay in your arteries and never actually make it to your bones. That's because vitamin K2 actually helps to get the calcium out of the arteries and put them into the bones. And chicken meat in general isn't naturally high in vitamin K2. It also is not a good source of calcium. K2 is naturally found in pasture-raised dairy products as well as pasture-raised eggs, but not the chicken itself so much, and also some fermented foods. Now, 4 ounces of cooked chicken only has about 1 to 2% of our daily calcium needs. Where on the flip side, a cup of Greek yogurt has about 27% of our daily calcium needs. And if you're using full-fat Greek yogurt, preferably pasture-raised Greek yogurt, it's also going to be rich in vitamin K2. So you get both of those from that really high-quality protein source. The sixth reason is that chicken is low in essential fatty acids. I mean, chicken in general is low in fat, which means it'll also be low in essential fatty acids. And essential fats are the fats that we have to eat and have to get from our diet. Our body doesn't really make them. Those essential fatty acids are omega-6 and omega-3. They have a lot of different functions, one of them being balancing our inflammatory levels. Omega-3 is more of the anti-inflammatory fat, whereas omega-6 is more of the inflammatory fat. So we want to get a balance of both of those, but especially omega-3. And there are different types of omega-3, the most important ones being DHA and EPA, which are mostly found in fatty fish. Now, there's no official guidelines of how much we're supposed to be consuming of these, but there's some crazy research on the benefits of them. Research is showing that between 1 to 2 grams of omega-3 could help with improving anxiety and depression. And then DHA, a type of omega-3, is also super important for a developing brain during pregnancy as well as childhood. Both EPA and DHA, the omega-3 fatty acids, have also been studied for brain health in general, like memory and cognition, and also helping to heal the brain after traumatic injuries. DHA also makes up a huge part of the brain. So these essential fatty acids are very, very important. And yet chicken only has 0.11 grams of omega-3 fatty acids per 4 ounces, whereas something like sockeye salmon has 9 times that amount. It has nearly a gram of omega-3 fats in just 4 ounces. Now, I didn't grow up eating fish, and it did take me a while of just forcing myself to eat it to actually enjoy it, but I will say, the more often you eat it, the more you will enjoy it. Now, I've been having salmon 1 to 2 times per week to make sure I'm taking advantage of those essential fatty acids as well as the high quality protein. Now, I'm not saying that I never eat chicken, but I've definitely eaten a lot less of it now. But I have started to replace a lot of it with more nutrient dense, higher quality protein like lamb, beef, eggs, and dairy products. In fact, one of my favorite dairy products to use is cottage cheese. It's packed with protein and makes such an easy breakfast or lunch. You can check out 5 different ways that I've been using cottage cheese with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.